what does it mean to us? And how do we generate the value for the customer so they can stay on that screen without saying, well, you cannot use your phone inside the vehicle, which I think it's a wrong thing to do.
Yeah, anytime you push a viewpoint on a consumer, they're going to react in a negative way. So you have to be led by the consumer. But there is a lot of, you have OEMs who don't allow any of that. And as long as that interior experience is good, then I think you don't have that push-pull from consumers. And so I think the focus really ends up being, how do you make that interior experience to be really intuitive? And speaking of intuitive, as you look forward into the next 5, 10, 15 years of interior experiences, where do you think AI ends up being in those cabins, and where do you think is the big impact there?
I think from an AI perspective, I think the more, there's this obviously collaborative agent that's going to exist, voice first, modality, followed by the touch and twist and turn and those sort of things will be there. It's already here, and it's going to get immensely improved. But I think there is an ambient element of computing AI that's going to make a big difference.
So it's a promptless experience.
It's a promptless, intuitive, contextual experience that I think is going to make a big difference with the AI. Now, to do that, you need a lot of context, you need a lot of data, you need a sort of that intuition that then the cabin needs to develop, that's particular to you and to me, and to, it needs to recognize that, we're driving alone, or there's a friend or a family. And so when you think about what all needs to happen inside the cabin for that sort of agent or ambient compute to create a magic experience, there's a lot to be done, but it will happen. And I want to get there first.
And so we're working together basically to provide a platform that allows you guys to work on the actual differentiated stuff rather than just the platform.
Exactly. So working with you and collaborating with you and with your developers, with your designers as well, to build and abstract, to then allow us to generate the kind of experience we think our brands deserve and our customers deserve, is what we're really excited about.
Basic question, what's a brand?
It's experience. I think for us is what kind of experience do we deliver to the set of customers, targeted customers, that
and how do you strengthen a brand, and how do you weaken a brand?
By capabilities. I think this is where we differentiate our brand. So for example, on a Ram, trucks, it's very capable truck. It can tow much more than any other truck in the segment. Jeep is the most capable vehicle. It still is some of our Jeeps, like a Grand Cherokee and a Wrangler, are Trail 10 rated, and there's a lot of wannabes out there that they have that sort of a look and muscle, but try to take him to a truck somewhere on a mountain somewhere, and they're going to get stuck at the trail very early on, and Jeep's going to be just going. If you look at what Panda stands for, simplicity, utility. There's a bunch of these videos where you have a Panda going with the Land Rover up the hill, and Land Rover gets stuck in the mud, and the Panda just keeps on going. And so the utility and that we deliver with our vehicles, with our brands, is unsurpassed, and that's what the brand is really for us. And then we have some luxury brands, like premium brands like a Maserati and Alfa Romeo. These are more luxurious sports brands and so forth.
Do you think the experience for the consumer between not only brands, between regions changes very significantly, or do you think it's similar?
It's different. I think the experience is different. You have American roads, you have American parking,
American drivers,
American garage. It's a different vehicle, different need. And then you have European, and even in Europe is different. You go from Germany to France to Italy, you have a completely different experience. And I think that that's what we're really good at. Differentiating on those experiences.
Could you ever imagine that within an individual vehicle or brand that the experience slightly changes between if you're in the US versus you're in Europe?
Yeah. We do that. We do that just simply because we have to in some cases. There's
for regulatory reasons.
Different regulatory requirements. We need to do that. But there's some specific like languages, for example, the jokes that and entertainment that we want to bring into the vehicles change, because some are more sensitive than the others, right? So there's a certain level of experience that do change.
Let's talk a little bit about what is the AI experience in the future inside the vehicle. Paint a picture of what you think that future AI experience looks like inside the vehicle.
I think, as mentioned before, the agent modality or voice modality, it will be just natural, dominant and natural.